Hi everyone, it's Carrie. We're at HomeSense today. We're going to go in, we're going to see what's new. If you're new here, welcome. If you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. I'm happy you're all here. Right up front, we've got a little, not little, actually, it's a ping pong table for $700. What I was going to say was a little bit of a masculine setup right here with the leather chair, the football, the ping pong table. I call it a candy bowl. $300. I know, I think we're supposed to fill it with ice and maybe some boozy drinks or who knows what else, but I'd like to fill it with some candy. We've got the super cool refrigerator back there and lots of games. We are starting to see these come into Home Goods, HomeSense for the holidays. And if you did not know what the HomeSense store is, it's basically a more spacious version of Home Goods. They're owned by the same company, so you're going to see a lot of the same exact merchandise. Those are blue leather swivel chairs. I really like those. Got this very fancy Santa right here. He's quite tall. I'm going to put him, he's $100. I'm going to put him close to 4 feet tall. It's super blingy. It's got little crystals and everything on it. These are $100. And then this slimline Christmas tree, they will get some Christmas trees in the stores. This one has old school incandescent lights on it. $130. When I went to touch the price tag, the tree actually was giving off some heat. All right, the lamp section. The lamp section in HomeSense is a little bit bigger than Home Goods. Sometimes they've got more selection. This is a new lamp. That one is $50. That's really pretty with the birds. It matches the base. I like that. The base lights up on this one, so you get kind of a little night light there also. That one is $100. I kind of like this one. Green onyx marble. It is $140. That is also a new lamp this week. They paired it well with a nice neutral shade. Then you'll see the way that they display their lamps is a little bit different than Home Goods. They've got two very large walls where they can put a variety of these lamps up. That one's kind of cool. It is $100. It has like a piece of travertine there in the middle. $80. We've got these brass floor lamps. They have a marble base. And then for $90, they have this Brooks Brothers. It is metal. It is adjustable in two different spots, and I'll show you those spots where you can adjust the light. So right here, there's one screw that you can tighten right there and adjust it how you want. And then further down, you can adjust the length on how far you want that to kind of project out. Some nice modern lamps way up there. That onyx marble is up there again. $70 for those. So they also have that Brooks Brother, the adjustable floor lamp. They've got it in gold also. And then they have one there that does not adjust. So these are kind of cool. They have little stones, like a kind of a rock bottom. Those are fun. $80. This crystal one I thought was kind of cool. At first I thought maybe it was like golf balls, because if you look at the cut on those crystals, that could be kind of a cool library lamp. Lots and lots of items on clearance right now. This $80 one back here, I don't think I've seen this one before. That is a big lamp. Has a big square shade. Got some new florals in here for Christmas. But these are super cool. Check out these bells. They're big. They've got ornaments, bows, the green swag on there. I really like those. We've got a clearance lamp also over here. We'll check this one out in a minute. So we are $160 for that big floral. I really like that. Then this one, $29. So they're clearancing out a lot of things to make way for all of the Christmas items that are coming into the store. Just a little decorative gift box right there. And we've got another arrangement here. This one has some magnolias popped in there, some silver ornaments, some glittery silver sprigs in there. And tucked away way back here, this one is very coastal. So we've got the seashells, the blue, the white. It's the one with the striped ornaments that was in a set of black boots. I thought that was pretty fun. This tree I thought was pretty cool also. Had a nice light flock on it. This one's $150. Was not pre-lit. This little snowy one next to it, a little bit of a heavier flock on that one. And then the pink tree. This comes in at $100. I do feel honestly that that tree, the pink one, the incandescent one up front, I feel like they're a little on the pricey side for what they are. You can probably get a better dealio somewhere else. The coastal wreath, very, very pretty. It's very classy. You'll see they've got a lot of wreaths in here, a lot of blues. Those are really pretty with these seashells. Let's see if I can see that price. That one is $40. That's not too bad for a wreath. They have coordinating garlands with those also. That really fun wreath over there with the hot pink and the chartreuse ornaments. Some pinks way, way up at the top. I'll see if I can zoom in a little bit. There we go. So it's like pink, a little bit of champagne gold. I like this plain green one, just kind of nice and simple. And I am seeing a lot of these also at the home goods stores too. So the wreaths were much the same. These are fun. These are really big ornaments. These are outdoor, $25. Those would be really cool outside your house. These are ceramic bells. Let me see if I can get a price on these. $15. Those are really pretty. There's some little kind of one-off ornaments in here, and I get the feeling that those were part of sets that maybe the set didn't make it. Those gold poinsettia flowers down on the bottom, those had clips to go on the tree. And then we've got the big gift bags. This one's cute. It's a little mermaid. This store is definitely more orderly, organized in terms of, they just have more space than most of the home goods stores. And I know if you've watched my recent videos on home goods right now, with the amount of Christmas merchandise that is in the stores, it is overwhelming in some of the stores. Like so overwhelming, it's almost a little difficult to go in there and record anything because it's, you've seen, there's a lot. The home goods store that is right next door to this one, that I'll put that video up probably Monday. I'm thinking by the time I go through and edit, it was more orderly than the other stores. So you'll get to see some things over there, and I'll add another home tour at the end. Not my home tour, we're just doing model homes. So these are pretty. On this ribbon, there are 3 of those evergreen balls. Those are $20 each. That swag, $40. I like this one here with the blue ribbon. That's really pretty. And then up top, we've got some pine cones. Just nice and simple. In that wreath, $25 for that one. A little bit on the smaller size, that wreath was. These are things way up on the top shelf. I'm just holding the camera up here so you all can see. It looks like we've got some wooden reindeer, some really interesting wood trees, and then the Santa Claus decked out in his white gear. Okay, for $30, these are stocking holders. That one holds 4. But also this tree, really pretty, the detail. $15, just a nice little decorative item. $20 for that one. And then how much are these? These are $10 for the ceramic deer. So this is interesting. It's a wooden tea light holder with a nativity on there. Me personally, I would use a battery operated tea light in there. No need to have a fire. It is beautiful though. Those are $17. So definitely you're probably recognizing a lot of these items from the home goods store. The HomeSense store has a larger furniture section, a larger area rug department by far. Definitely a larger art department than most stores. And it's a smaller department in terms of the household, your kitchenware, things like that. I love this lantern. So $50. If you already have a black lantern, you can just dress that up with any kind of bow of your choice and put some LED candles in the bottom and get that same look. I love that. These are beautiful, super, super, super glitter. $30 for that. Yeah, those are raining glitter. This is one of those wreaths that is made of the thin wood that they kind of twist it and put those together. Pretty cool. These are cute. We have seen these also at the home goods stores. $13 for this one. They also have them in a terracotta color, just the natural kind of orange terracotta. Marble base Christmas tree holders. So there's definitely a good amount of weight on that also. $30 tucked away back here is a cute little floral. I like these two little modern gold deer, $17. These are also stocking holders. So by the time you all are watching this, it's November 1st. How many of you, raise your hands, are pulling out the Christmas tree today and starting that decor? This is fancy. Look at her necklace. My goodness. $25. So I love this. It's just a simple metal tree topper. This one is Fiddle Faddle with the price tag. That is $10. I'm going to Pottery Barn in Williams-Sonoma this weekend, so we'll have some videos for that. And my goal is to try to find a Christmas tree for the apartment. Can you see that wooden horse up top? They do have these at the home goods stores also. $70. I think those are pretty cool. It's very pretty. It does light up. Can you see the lights when I flash that? I thought that was cute. The cupcakes and what is this? Cupcakes and cashmere. So they have these in red. I've seen them in red and pink. $15 for those. This wooden tree, this one's kind of cool. Of course, no price tag on that one. And you'll see I'm able to check pricing a little bit better. $17 for this one. That one does light up also. I'm able to check pricing a little bit better at this store because things have a little bit more elbow room on the shelves. The last couple times that we've been at Home Goods, things are so they just don't have the space for the amount of merchandise that they have coming in, and that makes it a little bit like a Jenga set, and I don't want to be the one that pulls the pin out and brings the shelf down. These are cute. Also, I kind of love the simplicity of this little snowman. $10. That's kind of cool. Got our Merry Christmas blocks. We've got so many stocking holders. If you are looking for stocking holders, everyone has them right now. And lots of good florals up here. I kind of like these candy cane ones. Those are $15 in that planter. This blinged out tree, $30. This matches that tree at the very beginning that we were looking at that was $100. This little holly ball right there, little evergreen ball, that was $40. We have some coastal floral arrangements for Christmas in there also. This is pretty. Little glass jar right there, simple, kind of frozen berries. Also love this one. $25 for that one. Just nice simple greenery with the little candle holder in the middle. There are so many deer in the stores, all these little metal sets. They've got them in gold and silver, kind of the bronze color, black. $10. This blue tree, that's really pretty. Oh my goodness. Y'all need to come buy some deer. There are so many. The black ones are tucked away back there. There are those pink ribbons for the ones, the garland that we were looking at the red ones before. So these are kind of cool with the gold. Up top. Oh, those are really pretty actually. I love the gold container that they're in. $50. I think that's pretty darn fair for the size of that container. These are cute with the berries. We've got some little pine cones. Let's check out the little one here. $20. That seems kind of high for that. They're very lightweight. Oof. That said $70. Is there something, maybe, does someone know something about that brand name? That felt hefty in terms of price. $30 for the Vera Wang. We've got some furniture over here. We're going to check out this leather sofa. It is a loose back. It's a pretty cocoa color. It says more joy for less jingle. $2,000. I love that. Way to go, HomeSense. That's some fun marketing there for the holidays. Just a nice traditional leather sofa. We are seeing lots of these small tables in the model home tours that we've been taking. I'm also a big fan of those. We have stuff like that in our house. It's just, you know, sometimes you just don't want a great big coffee table. Love that piece of artwork back there. The Natuzzi sofas are starting to get marked down. So $1,000 for a Natuzzi leather sofa. You will see these at Home Goods also. In this store, as you can see, lots and lots of recliners. Some are motorized, some are manual. That one's $500. We've got a couple different color greens. We've got one on clearance. It's like a creamy, maybe ivory color. I was trying to think like what color would we call that. So these links, you're going to see a little bit of this when we are looking at the model home tours also. $300 for the coffee table. You've got good drawers in there. And $3,000 for this large sectional also. That is in a Natuzzi. This one is $30. And if some of you are wondering, what is she talking about with the home tour? It is not my home tour. What we're doing is I love, first of all, looking at model homes. Secondly, we are in the market for a house. And so we've been looking at a lot of homes, and I keep seeing things that look a lot like home good items. And so I thought I would add those tours into the end of the home good videos. So that 2-pack, those are $50. I think those pillars are beautiful. $300. These are pretty chairs. It's a nice neutral. I sat down in them. I think they're pretty comfortable. There's kind of a close-up on the fabric. They did have a few of those. And this location that I'm at is in Orlando. It is the Dr. Phillips location. Right now, it's the only one of the HomeSense stores that we have here. We are getting a second store down in the Lake Nona region, which is just south of MCO Airport. And I know not everyone has these stores, but I hope you all get them soon because they're pretty cool. This is a manual recliner, also rocker and swivel, kind of does it all. They had a few of those. Also, these come in at, ooh, $360 on sale. $200. We've got the Nautica nightstands. These are a burl wood. Those are pretty cool. $200 for this one. It's like a smoky sage color. That one is marked down now also. Let's see. They've got lots of little side tables, lots of footstools. That one has a marble top, $80. And tucked back here for $70. We've got a little ottoman. It does open up so you have some storage in it. They have a pretty big variety of footstools, little ottomans, however you want to use those. This table is pretty. It does have a travertine top on it. That is a porous stone, $150. It's a gorgeous stone. It's much like marble. You just have to use a coaster. Be very careful with it. Let's see. Those are $70. That feels kind of high for a table that small. Even if it's solid wood, just feels a little high. There was that burl wood one. Again, this cabinet's kind of cool for $200. Got a shelf. We've got good storage. They have a lot of credenzas in here. I need to check this one out. This one looks pretty cool. $300. I think this is fun. Opens up top there, so you got your shelf, good storage. I really like that one. Then $500. This is a nice long credenza. So would be good as like a buffet, a big entry table, depending on your foyer. You could even use that as a media stand to put a television on. Or you could put some beautiful Christmas florals right up top. It's actually very lightweight. It looks heavier. $100 for that one. Ooh, there's that marble stone that I like. We're gonna have to check that piece out. But as you'll see, lots of chairs. They've got, those are Thomasville chairs, those blue ones right there that are now marked down to $70. They have these over at Home Goods. So you got the cabinet there in blue. They also have it in that kind of olive green. I'm obsessed with the stone that goes across the top of this. They've got them on some coffee tables, end tables. I just need to figure out where I could put that in where I live now, or just anywhere, honestly. It's absolutely gorgeous. And right behind it for $800, this is giant. That felt like that had to be 6 to 7 feet in length. I, for the life of me, could not figure out. I think I just didn't have the hand strength to pull that open. This one is $350. I like that the bottom, what do you think of the bottom of those drawers being scalloped? I think that's kind of cool. But as you'll see, I'll kind of let you pan back around. They've got all of the lighting. There's the dining chairs. Here's all the credenzas. You've got benches on the back wall. Here's another great big credenza. I love that it has the glass on the side. The shelf inside is adjustable, so you can move that around. This one comes in at $1,500. I'm not shocked given the size of that cabinet. That's big. So see, here are more of those marble pieces. This table, $130. You will see those also at Home Goods. I've got just some other shelves right there. That metal shelf was $130 for that one. $150 for that coffee table. And a few of you asked if I could browse through for some Hanukkah items, and Home Goods and HomeSense does have some items out already. So I think this is, I keep wanting to call it felt, but it's not felt. It feels more wool. Let's see, this is a fragrance diffuser. You put the reed sticks in it. The vanilla honey is the scent on that one. That one is $7. Then we have $8. This lights up, these little, the cubes right here. So there's an acrylic piece on it, so I couldn't pick them up, but those down below did light up. And then back here you have the candle holders. There's another wool, kind of fake candle set there. Thought that was pretty cool. Sugar Fina Sweet Celebrations. So these are candies. $15 for that, but I want to show you this coffee cup. It is a Rae Dunn coffee cup. $7 for that one. Love and Light right there, and a very pretty blue on the inside. We've got Hanukkah dominoes, and then some really pretty kitchen towels right here. I don't know if they just put these over here because they're blue, but they have angels on them, and we have a little nativity. And if there is anything else, oops, sorry, that was a little bit too blurry. Anything else that any of you want me to look for holidays or special items, just let me know in the comments. These are $8 for those glasses. I am happy to see what I can find when I am out and about. I've got a set of 12. I don't know how to say that word, so I'm not going to mispronounce that. $10 for that one. And then some pretty pillows down below with the tassels. I think those are cute. I like those. All right, so one of the model homes recently that we just went through, they had a gallery wall with pictures, but I also want to show you, think about that light there for a minute. So this 3-pack is $35. So you can build yourself a gallery wall. That light that I pointed to, you can buy those on Amazon. They're battery operated, rechargeable. So you can create a gallery wall with a light above your artwork and not have to have it all pre-wired, hardwired, and all that expensive stuff. Those little Santa glasses, those were espresso cups, and this is really pretty. We see a lot of the red and white dishes at HomeGoods also. I love the etching in here. $7 for that glass. Our little butter dish down here. I love the cardinal. That is a cookie jar. These are super fun glasses. Very candy cane. Those are $5 each. All right, we've got more of the candy cane glasses over here, some more red and white. Oh, we've even got peppermint dishes. Lots of Grinchmas items, but also those little cat coffee cups that look like gingerbreads. Those are super cute. $5 for this one. They also have it in a stemless wine glass right there. And then we've got $5 for our little gingerbread sugar shaker, sugar, salt and pepper shakers. You could tell my sweet tooth. I'm like, let's just put some sugar in there. Oh, these are grinders. The little snowmen, those were salt and pepper grinders. The little nutcrackers, those are pretty cool. More florals. They've kind of got them tucked in and around the store. A lot of throw pillows on this couch. Those throw pillows are ones that they do sell in the store. The sofa is a really pretty kind of blue-gray color. And here is another one of the Natuzzi sectionals. This one is in the blue. It's like it's a soft, it's like a blue-gray. They've kind of styled that one a little bit nautical with the fish on the table and the throw pillows. We've got back here the reindeer. I love that. And I think I've said so far, I think the Christmas tree dishes are my favorite so far this season. I haven't seen anything else yet that has changed my mind personally. The little dome with the Christmas tree on top, I think that's also fun. I just like the simplicity of the white dish with the green trees. And then $3 for the Santa, and then we have more salt and pepper shakers. So Hobby Lobby has a variety, HomeGoods, HomeSense. I'll be interested to see what Pottery Barn has. All right, hang on, these are cool. So these are 4-pack of either dessert, appetizer dishes, however you want to use them. Now that we know Carrie has a sweet tooth, we're putting desserts on there. I love those. Also found this, it's a bowl, so that's $4. More salt and pepper shakers right there. And then the cardinal on the butter dish, I think that's really pretty. Santa with the margarita, it looks like martini glass. That's hilarious. I kind of love this one. $5. I think I would almost use that to put like a floral arrangement in. Like a little small thing of flowers. $8 for this one. Sorry, I'm holding it. The store was pretty busy, so if you see me kind of holding the camera in a space like that, I'm trying to grab a piece or not show someone in the background. Very pretty servingware. I love this. I love that vintage Santa. But also, I am kind of loving the towels that look like sweaters. I don't know how practical they are to use, but I think these are super cool. I love the little red trim on it. Nice, simple red and white. These are interesting. They've got the frayed ends. These look a little more worn, kind of that worn look. The red and white. I love the candy cane one. That little red trim on the bottom. And then the polar bear. It's like a sweater again. Oh my goodness. If you're at the stores, check these out. Let me know what you think in the comments in a video down the road. Just give me some feedback. I think they're pretty cool. I don't know if they're great for using in the kitchen, or maybe are we just strictly using it for decoration? I use my towels, so I kind of always have to think that through. But there's a really good fun selection out, all different styles. We've got some aprons over here, not necessarily Christmas, but that red and white stripe is pretty fun. That is the fanciest little nutcracker right there, but this big cozy chair, $600. We've got some more florals. If you want that nutcracker, he's $60. And I know sometimes as you guys are watching the videos, it feels like I bounce around a little bit in the store, and I kind of do. I try to get out of, if that area that I'm in becomes a little bit too crowded, I just kind of scooch over someplace else and go do the videos. That way I'm not in their way. I am seeing a lot of those balls of string in the stores. This store had a big selection in all different, you know, kind of like holders and stuff like that. There is some pretty ribbon in the store. We've got some Santa. I normally, when I need ribbon, these are really pretty. That has a bit of a retro look to that. I tend to go to Michael's Craft Store for ribbon. That's just where I in default go to. These are kind of cool. They look like they're on big spools. Some good classic red. And then wrapping paper. How many of you try to coordinate all of your wrapping paper so that under your tree everything looks matchy-matchy? Or are you, I'm going to use whatever I have, even if it's, you know, from a couple years ago, whatever, I'm going to use up every inch. Let me know in the comments. This whole section right in here is all of the, I'm going to call it the entertaining things. You've got the little paper plates. $6 for these. There's some cards, some boxes of Christmas cards mixed in here. I love that little Jolly Santa. Also paper plates right there. Plastic, but it's got gold sparkles in there. Might be fun for New Year's for those. Also nutcracker napkins down there. Those go with the paper plates up top. These are really cute. Little kind of retro looking Santas. And then we just have a nice simple Merry and Bright up there. He's a cutie. He's got that good smile on his face. These are rectangle paper plates. I thought those were pretty fun. I've not seen those before. These chairs, super pretty. $200 are really beautiful neutral. They have casters on them, like a really good kind of sliding caster. And I'm going to show you out of the shadow here, the ones up top. I love all the kind of curves that that chair has. Got $180. That's the other thing the HomeSense store does. They get a pretty good amount of dining chairs and bar stools. And then as they sell out, they kind of get down to those one-offs that end up in the odd number in the clearance section. These office chairs, you might see these at your Home Goods. I've seen them at 2 of my Home Goods right now. One of them actually had the chairs like $30 cheaper. We're going to check out and see if there's any new art. I have not seen a ton of new art right now. I think everything's kind of more focused on holiday decor. That is definitely a new piece at $130. I love the black and white one up top. We have seen that one before. This one's kind of cool. And then I'm going to call these model home artwork. These are the types of pieces that we are going to see in model homes. I do love this dog one. We've seen it a couple times before. $200 for that one. I think that's super fun. We still have plenty of coastal items. I'm so excited to go back to Texas in a couple weeks and be able to check out my stores in DFW and see if we have coastal, what's different, kind of compare the stores, and I'll be there for a couple weeks. So I will have plenty of content from those stores until I get to come back to Florida. We're going to browse through some more decor over here. This area here is a little bit tighter in here, so I'm not going to touch too much, but can you see that wood lantern in the back? And then they just put that flower right on top. Totally something we could do with our lanterns that we already have. The ceramic trees, those are super pretty, the white ones. There's different vases in here, different floral arrangements, box of garland there in the back. And then up top, see, if you already have these lanterns, just get a little swag and do up the top there for the holidays. Like, look at this one with this beautiful olive ribbon on there. That's super fun. All right, and these are all the really cool things that we do get to see in the model homes when they style the homes, but also we can put this in our own homes. And I want to point this out. This big bowl, $25. I thought that was a pretty good deal for a pedestal-like bowl. We've got just all sorts of little random. I love these ruffle bowls. Those are made of like a marble, so they're super heavy. And then there's the crocodile. We're starting to see these in a lot of the stores. Let me know in the comments if any of you are seeing crocodiles in your stores. I love the way they styled this whole area. It was very pleasing to look at from down the aisle, so I wanted to come back over here and kind of check this whole little section out here. They've got the wood trays in the back and then all the ceramics and everything in the front. Here is that little jar. I love this. I saw this the other day at the store at Home Goods and loved the finish on it. Pretty pottery pieces in the back. And then up here also, I love the glaze and that blue one there to the left. I may have to come back and get this. There's something about that. I don't know where I'm going to put it in my house, but I love that. And we're seeing a lot of the, I'm calling them geodes, in a lot of the stores right now. The home goods stores. This little pyramid piece, I thought that was pretty cool with the layers. Our little decorative boxes. And some other amazing pottery in here. That's also a really cool piece. Okay, so this whole section over here, first of all, I love these sheet sets. Those are Brooks Brothers. The teddy bear and the plaids in here. There was something I saw that was on, I can't remember if it was YouTube or Instagram or where it was, but it was talking about this big craze right now of everyone decorating in Ralph Lauren style for Christmas. Have any of you heard of that? Let me know in the comments. I had not heard of that until literally last night. And then when I was re-editing, I looked at this and went, okay, this with the teddy bears kind of made me feel like it was like a knockoff section, if that makes sense. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you've heard of everyone kind of have to decorate as Ralph Lauren. There was even a lady, in one of the videos, she was like telling people how you can and cannot do it and the proper way to do it. And I was like, oh, okay. Anyhow, I thought this was all beautiful in here. This bedding also, by the way, very cool. It was so soft. These blankets, super cozy. $50 for those. And then they also have them in green. And just some little Snoopy ones down below. And with that, everyone, we're gonna head out. I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have an amazing day. Take care, be safe, and I will see you all in the next video.